How's it going, guys? Shane here from the 12 Man Podcast, bringing you the next episode. Just going to talk about game week 19. There's a few teams that have a couple of matches this game week, but we're just going to have a quick chat about the games that went on over the weekend just there. So I'm going to get straight into things, lads. First game I want to talk about is the Leicester Southampton game. Leicester won 2-0. Another good display from a Leicester side against a Southampton team that are tough to play at the moment as well. So just want to ask you guys, first of all, about the game, and also, do you think Leicester could be pushing towards title contenders again this year? Start with you, Enno.
Yeah, I was very happy with the game. I thought it was a very enjoyable game to watch. One particular performance stood out to me, that was Harvey Barnes. I think he's been excellent this season. He's been involved in many of the goals going forward, and I think he has brought Leicester to that next level, especially playing side by side with Maddison. I think they've linked up very well, and then obviously Vardy up front. But I don't think Leicester will be thereabouts come the end of the season. I think they'll just fall short. But I think they will get top four. I think they're looking very good, especially with the solid keeper, Kasper Schmeichel, behind them. I think by having a solid keeper, you've seen at Liverpool how much he can improve a team going forward, like starting from the back.
So do you think they'll make top four? Because I know only just over a week ago we all gave our top four contenders and none of us put Leicester in. So do you think we might have missed out, might have slipped up there?
Yeah, I think so as well. But I think it's because it's such an unpredictable season. I didn't have Arsenal to be in the position where they are now. Back when we first recorded the first episode, so they're three or 4 points now behind Chelsea. I don't think any of us would have thought that when we were predicting our top four. Maybe Arsenal might be pushing up to Europa League spots, maybe coming up. So it's just so unpredictable.
Yeah. I'm just going back to the Leicester game. Sam, yourself, how did you think they performed? And
Leicester are always a good team to watch. You know what I mean? They move the ball quick. The way they want to play it's really good to watch for any neutral. And I say, especially as a Leicester fan, there's not too many of them around. But I thought his standard of passing throughout the whole game was different class. I feel like he's always playing on the half turn, and he brings Leicester from back to forward, and he gives the ball to Maddison in the areas Maddison wants the ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. But overall, I thought Southampton were really good. I did. I thought once again Armstrong in the middle again. I'd give him credit. I think he's been really good the last few weeks. I said it against Liverpool. Thought he was really good. Just an engine in there. But I'm with Connor on this one. I don't see them as title contenders. I see them as either 4th, 5th, or 6th. I don't think they'll get higher than that because I just think they lack a bit of defensive quality. I think they could do with it one more centre half signing.
That's a statement, I think, man, to be honest with you. Their defenders have really been playing well this season. Across the whole back four, everyone.
They leak too many goals. It's proven they leak too many goals so far, you know what I mean?
I don't know, I would say Johnny Evans probably having the season of his life. Yeah. And the lad Wesley Fofana, if filling in beside him. What signing he's been like out of the blue signing.
Yeah, but you can play well all like the season of your life and all, but if you're centre half you're still conceding goals, you know what I mean? That's their job.
Do you think 2-0 was a fair result?
Yeah,
they
deserve to win. They deserve to win, definitely. But Southampton were right in the game, though. Southampton are looking like a dangerous side these days. So
yeah, the only thing I'll say is I know it was 1-0 up until the 90 minute plus 5 or whatever. But there's a bit of controversy with the Maddison goal. It was a good goal, but your man, what's his name, Diallo for Southampton, he seemed to be fouled a couple of times on the ball by I think it was Ndidi trying to play out with the ball, and it looked clear that he was fouled, but the ref played on.
Yeah.
Maddison got in behind. Good goal. I know McCarthy, the keeper, was beaten near post. You know, it was still a good finish by Maddison. But
but even after that, they had time from when that foul. Well, that possibility of foul could have been committed to set up. You know, like it wasn't as if that he lost the ball, went straight down the middle, then scored. So I think like they can only have themselves to blame as well. Like they can't be blamed.
Serious finish as well, though. Serious finish.
Yeah, great finish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're all similar then, on the same page. Like Leicester, they're a good team. We might all have slipped up and thrown them in the top 4, but they just fall short of probably challenging for the title. When we're talking about Leicester, another team in form, and again, I keep saying it, they're making me eat my words. Arsenal, I think they've 13 of the last 15 possible points they've gotten in the last 5 games. Like another brilliant 3-0 win against Newcastle. Carl, how do you think they played there?
Yeah, it was a good performance. They couldn't really break them down in the first half, but bit of class from Aubameyang to get them going in the second half with a good goal. But like just going on about their form lately, like they haven't been playing everyone in the bottom half. I know they played Chelsea, that got them going, but Chelsea aren't really in form. But just like looking at their next few fixtures, they have Southampton, Arsenal, Wolves, Villa, Leeds. Then they have Benfica in the Europa League. So this will really show where they're at now against tougher opposition. So that's when we can really see where Arsenal are, see if they have improved. Because like it's all well and good beating teams in the lower half of the league. It's about picking up points against the teams around you in the top half. See where they are. See where they are.
It's a good test for them, yeah. I think Aubameyang, he needed those 2 goals. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, he did, definitely for his confidence. I think for the team's confidence, I'd say Aubameyang scoring is huge for the all-round morale of the club in general. I'd say that's big. But I feel, once again, your man Smith Rowe seems top-notch, that fella. The angles he's picking up and how he's creating them. He just runs so hard. And I think that's what they needed. They needed a few youngsters. Him and Saka seem to have some link-up as well, lighten the thing up. But
yeah.
They
played Arteta as well, because we were questioning him the last while, and he brought in the young lads are paying from, which is always good to see.
That's a big risk as well, especially at the time he brought them in. It could have backfired on him heavily, and he could have ended up losing his job on that. So, as a Spurs man, I do have to give him credit, to be honest.
Yeah, no, they're playing very good football. I thought your man Saka was brilliant. Again, his first touch and his awareness. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, well, he has 5 goals this season. I think it's been a credit so far. I don't know really about assists, but he started 17 games out of 18 this season so far. So I think the introduction of him was really him, Kearney, Smith Rowe, Lacazette hitting a bit of form as well has really changed Arsenal since the start of the season, what we've seen.
Yeah, very good. To be honest, like, you aren't playing the best opposition in the league. Like,
but you can see that they're playing though. You can see they've changed though. You see they've changed though. I think they're on the up.
You can only be
a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you can only really judge them after the next couple of weeks when they face tougher opposition, because they could go out and lose next week and then that's their head's gone.
Yeah. So you watch.
I still think give credit where credit's due there.
Yeah, of course, but just like don't be like it can't be.
It'll be the tell. Yeah, it'll tell a story the next few games, definitely.
So do you think it's too early to go back on my words? I said they won't be near Europa League. Do you think it's too early to say they have a chance with, the teams like Leicester that we're saying that are very good, but they could just miss out on the likes of top 4? They're surely still in for Europa League. Yeah.
As I said, in a few weeks, if they come out of that doing well, then you can maybe change your opinion. But you have to see them against the better opposition. I
don't know, but as bad form Chelsea were in though. Chelsea were a good side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they smoked them. They played them off the park that night as well. Bad night for Chelsea, maybe, but still, I don't know.
I think you have to judge them over the next few weeks. That's where they are to be judged over the next few weeks. And they have a couple of Europa League games thrown in there as well, which will mess up their preparation for weekend games playing on the Thursday night. So it will really be a test of the squad then.
Yeah, that's true.
As a manager, trying to manage the squad, obviously you'll have to rotate with the Europa League game. Bring a few lads in. Moy has to play the likes of Willian and Pepe.
Yeah.
Has to manage the squad well over these next few weeks, I think. And it'll be a true testament of his management.
Well, a couple of us have mentioned Chelsea about their drop in form and stuff like that. They're after narrowly getting a 1-0 win against Fulham. Connor, what was your thought of the game there?
I think it was a scrappy enough game, wasn't it? Obviously Chelsea had the threat going forward and they got the good goal at the end. Mount, good finish, in fairness to them. I just think they're just lacking something. They're lacking a leader in there. I'm not sure what the story is, but I think it's clear as day that they have dropped off the pace. And coming up, in fairness, Fulham is a difficult fixture in Craven Cottage. But I just think if you're looking to go win titles and get the top four, you have to be doing better against them teams. But it is a long process for Frank, and I think
And it is a win.
Yeah,
Liverpool drew there, didn't they?
yeah.
They did, yeah.
Didn't they?
Spurs drew with them as well.
The thing is, Chelsea were still 0-0 with after 60 minutes. You know, with Fulham, I think Lampard made a statement there. He brought on Tammy Abraham for Jorginho, so obviously trying to play a bit more attacking. Sam, how do you think they did anyway, attacking wise? They had chances, but
I think they did have chances, but they lacked a few clear-cut chances. If that makes sense. You know, they had half chances, a lot of half chances, but I feel once again that everything they do seems to be a bit slow and a bit. It's like not that they're not. Obviously, they're trying and they're trying to play the right way, but I feel like they need to up the pace, up the tempo, get more intensity about them to create and move teams like Fulham. Because once again, Fulham are doing well. They're really putting it up. Fair play to Scotty P, you know. But I think anyone who plays Fulham is going to find it tough, as we did and you did as well, you know. So I think a 1-0 win playing not really great for Chelsea against Fulham, you'll take every day of the week.
Take it, definitely.
Yeah, take it and get out of it. Take him.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Chelsea. Just your man, what's his name? Willie Carvalho or something. I can't even pronounce his name. He had an unbelievable chance for Fulham. Like the best opportunity he probably had this season to score a goal. He didn't even hit the target. He must have miskicked it at the edge of the box. But again, speaking of
he swiped at it.
Yeah. Speaking of
having just scored against Spurs as well, like you'd expect them to put that away after coming on.
Yeah, speaking of misses as well, Carl, what did you make of Werner coming on? You know, he had that chance in the last minute.
Yeah, he's not really doing himself any favours, is he? Like he's just like how far that went wide as well. Like it was 3 or 4 yards away from the post. Like you can see there is a player there. He has good movement. He is a bit skillful. He's fast, but I don't know. He's just obviously lost his confidence. He's struggling to feel for him. Premier League. Like it is very tough coming from Germany to the Premier League. Like it's a different level altogether. So he obviously is struggling to find his feet, but I don't know. He's just building up a good highlight reel of bad misses at the minute.
I'd say his confidence must be at rock bottom at the moment. In fairness, like
as a striker, that's key. Yeah, as a striker, that's key.
Yeah. One thing we haven't mentioned yet is the red card. Like Fulham to come out with a 1-0 defeat against Chelsea, like they got a man sent off early enough. Robinson, do you think he can complain about that red? I don't think he can really.
I think it was wild. Yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid. Right before half time as well. It didn't need to be done. Really, it was. I think he just lost his head in the heat of the moment, you know. And he knew once he did it, he was gone walking, you know.
Yeah. We'll move on anyway. Sam, I'll talk to you about how Spurs performed against Sheffield. It was a good 3-1 win.
Yeah, no. We first half I thought we were really good. Played, moved the ball nice. End on Bele again. Quality. Went for a different formation, which was a bit weird to see. But he had Reguilon playing more of a left wing, you know, and don't know, it worked well. Harry Kane just proved his class once again, and Højbjerg in the middle. It was Højbjerg and Ndombele in the middle, and Ndombele is not really a runner, but it just proves how good Højbjerg is once again. And it's just so solid back there, you know. But Sheffield played well. They did. McGoldrick on the ball a lot. He looked good throughout the whole game. And good to see him get a goal, obviously, but would like the clean sheet myself. And then that goal from Ndombele, there's not much explaining about that. That's just pure class, you know.
Yeah, I think Ndombele is really starting to prove the doubters now, especially with that goal, because he's went 2-1 down. I was like, Spurs might throw away another lead.
It's a big moment.
A bit of class is what you need to win games.
And then after we got that third goal, we kept on it. We didn't. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be. We didn't sit back like we had been previously. We actually kept pushing, and we were looking for a fourth instead of holding on and hoping they don't get one, which was nice to see myself. What did you think?
I thought Sheffield actually had more shots than Spurs in the game, which is rare for a Sheffield side, and they actually had 7 shots inside the box as well, which I thought was crazy. Like I thought, just with the way Spurs usually set up defensively, I wouldn't be happy as a Spurs fan to concede that many shots. The only thing is that Sheffield they
were half shots.
Proven, they lack the quality of players. In fairness, to put them away, but I thought Højbjerg was brilliant. I think his pressure, even up the pitch, putting pressure on, stopping counter attack, stopping the defenders come out. I just think Spurs were obviously the better side. I thought the marking for the Aria first goal was terrible.
Yeah.
On Sheffield, like they have to be kicking themselves over that. You know, your man Jaden Bogle, the right back. I know he's a young lad, but he didn't even jump for the ball.
Yeah.
He just had his arms put around Aria, like. But other than that, yeah, Spurs deserve to win. And Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, I was really impressed with Spurs, especially when they went 2-1. They're up 2-1. That they went and got the third, and then even at the third, like Sam said, they were pushing on. Like we seen against Fulham when they went to 1-0 up, they were sitting back and hanging on. And I think the good teams go and win and finish the game. They get the late goal because you don't want to be hanging on in them situations. Because we all know when you're under constant pressure, you're more really inclined to concede.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a great win for Spurs overall. I think any team that's in the top 8 at the moment, every game they feel a bit of pressure because you just want to be. You're like, I know fans are, all of us are always looking at the league standings. We always want to be in the best position we can after every game. And now the one team I do want to talk about with standings in the league is Manchester City. Like they made an absolute show. Palace 4-0. Kyle, what do you think of that?
Yeah, they're just starting to step up now, aren't they? Like I think like they kind of came into the season in the same situation as United, whereas like they went late in Europe last year. Then there wasn't really much pre-season. They only got a 3-week break, so it was going to take time for them to get their fitness back, get everything back going. Like whereas now, like they're starting, like everyone's on form. You can see the fitness is there. Everyone, they have a fit enough squad. A couple of players out. I think Laporte's still to come back. But yeah, they're stepping up now. 9 games in the league, unbeaten now in a row. So they're definitely, and they have a game in hand as well. So they'll be back in the title race without doubt.
Yeah. John Stones with 2 goals. Sam, what do you make of that? I think the first one was his first ever Premier League goal for Manchester City.
Something like that, yeah. And then you wait that long for 1 goal and 2 come along straight away. It's like waiting on the buses, you know. But I think he seems to, your man Diaz beside him seems to have solid him up. And Mika Richards seems to love him as well. Always has, to be fair. But I think once again, you just look in the middle for City, De Bruyne, Gundogan, just pure class. Gundogan's finish, I'm not sure if you've seen it as well, top in. Fella just, I don't know, I think he's starting to really push on. You can see Pep has a lot of trust in him, plays him every game really. So, I don't know, with Foden, he brought Foden off the bench. I don't understand how Foden can play so good 1 week and then be on the bench. I know you might say he's young and he's a man and all, but I think you got to play the kid a bit more, to be honest. Everyone wants to see him. All the English want to see him anyway. But I don't know, whatever he's doing is working at the minute, and they're right up there. And what is it? They got 1 point off if they win their game, is it?
They got 1 point ahead.
1 point ahead.
Like, come on, he's doing something right, Pep. So you just got to trust him, man. I believe.
Yeah, and one thing Palace, I know they lost 4-0, but one thing they'd be disappointed in is all 4 goals came from set pieces. You know, it's 3 corners and then obviously unbelievable free kick by Raheem Sterling. Connor, what do you think of that? Were you surprised not to see the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan stepping over the free?
Yeah, obviously we all know what Kevin De Bruyne can do over a free kick. I think Raheem Sterling's missed a few penalties over the past few weeks, and it's obviously going to give him the biggest confidence in the world to step up and put that top bins. I think he's going to be an essential factor in them going on to win the league if they happen to do so, which I think they're the team to beat at the moment, hitting nice form coming to the end of the season. I do think they'll want to win it.
Yeah. Do you think they have the best squad depth in the Premier League?
Oh, without doubt.
Without doubt, yeah. They have to bring in the right.
He is, yeah. I disagree on that now. I just feel they lack up top. Heavily.
Yeah, but that's just because Aguero's out injured. Like.
Yeah.
Still in the squad, like.
They have that. Who they signed for Spain there in the summer? Fernando, yeah.
He looked really good as well.
Who would you say has bigger squad depth, Sam?
Probably Chelsea.
They're up there, yeah, but their players are improving at the moment. Like I think combined.
You know what I mean? Like if you look at it on paper, I'd say it's Chelsea probably because just how much they spent, and obviously the first year is hard for any player to come in the Premier League, and I think maybe not this year, but I think next year Chelsea will be way up there with their squad. Definitely, anyway.
I just
Liverpool you have to look at as well. They're a solid squad. Not saying
now
Liverpool.
Liverpool have champions is probably one of the worst squad depths I've ever seen. They have no subs to come on and change again.
Yeah, that's because of injuries.
Who?
Jota, Oxlade-Chamberlain's only coming back as well. And then you have two.
Is he going to come on and change again? Probably not.
Yeah, we've seen him come on and change again 2 years ago.
2 years ago, like
you can see the quality in them.
They're not a good enough squad, and it's proven now. All the recent results, like there's not a good enough.
I don't think any team
was a 11, but not a good squad.
I don't think any teams had that amount of injuries to key players.
Spurs.
No, man.
Spurs last year, we had Sissoko, Kane, Son.
Injuries always happen.
Yeah, but for in the whole season, like
we had it for 3 months in the same time.
You have Van Dijk, Gomez, and Matip out, like the three main centre backs.
Matip's not out permanently, like.
Yeah, but not think
Matip's out a week.
He's been on 2 injury breaks.
After selling
for like 2 weeks.
What? He was out to start the season as well.
For how long?
Like 4 weeks, and then he came back, and now he's out another time. He's clearly injury prone, like. And then you're losing the likes of Jota. You lost. Who else did we lose?
Should be able to survive without
Trent.
You won the league without him. You can survive without him.
You can't lose him. He's the best player in the whole world.
Who?
Van Dijk.
Oh.
He's a defender though. You can't score goals. That's hardly Van Dijk's fault for not. For
but like you're losing Henderson in midfield. Probably
that's on Klopp. That's on Klopp.
Yeah, I think it's on Klopp.
Trust your players.
He sold Lovren in the summer. Didn't replace him.
Because you had the two young fellas. You brought the young fella back in, Phillips.
But he obviously doesn't trust him.
And he's not even playing him in the big games, like.
No, I agree with the two of you. Like I myself would rather see Phillips in centre back over Jordan Henderson. As much as I think Henderson and Fabinho actually did pretty well again. Well, I'll bring this into the United and Liverpool game. I thought they played quite well against United. But at the same time, I just think you need Jordan Henderson. I'm not saying that he's the reason we're not scoring goals either, but I just think we need him in midfield. You know what I mean? As well as we're playing, I agree with you. We have to trust the likes of Phillips, Williams. If you trust Phillips against Spurs, why can't we trust him against United? You know what I mean? Completely agree. But anyway, we'll go on.
There's obviously a reason why he doesn't trust him. Like he sees him every day. Like there's obviously a specific reason why Henderson's going in.
I agree, but then why did he play?
Why have him in the squad? Yeah, why have him in the squad?
That's what I don't know. That's what I don't understand. I want him in as well, but there is obviously a reason behind the scenes. I don't know if it's leadership or what. There's obviously a reason why he doesn't trust him. I don't know what it is.
What was your verdict on the game, the weekend?
I was happy with the draw. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think there's a long way to go.
Yeah, I thought myself. I thought both teams. I thought, well, if Jose approached the game the way both Liverpool and United approached that game, he'd be slaughtered. That was one of the worst games of football I've seen in a long time.
No, man, that was a great game of football.
That was not a great game of football.
If
Mourinho played like that, he'd be slaughtered.
Do you mean Mourinho does that every week? No one even slags Mourinho anymore for the way he plays football.
What are you talking about? He gets slaughtered every week.
Who?
Any Sky Sports pundit.
No way, man. Everyone knows that's Mourinho's style of play. No one says anything about it anymore.
Jamie Redknapp slaughters him every week.
Jamie Redknapp, like, give over. Like, that's
just
his style of play. We all know it.
It's
It's not a question anymore. Like, we are all aware of the way Mourinho plays. Don't know why you're bringing him up in conversation anyway.
Because I said it was a horrible game of football, and everyone always says whenever it's a bad game of football, defensive and Mourinho.
Wasn't even that bad of a game though. I thought it was quite end to end, very intriguing. It was good quality, like.
I disagree with you there, Sam. I think it was a good game of football. I thought it was a good watch.
You enjoyed
both teams. I enjoyed to watch. Well, obviously, I would have liked to see a few goals, but there was chances created. I enjoyed how certain players played well. I thought Thiago was very good in the first half. Obviously, I'd be disappointed not to see. Well, look, we can talk about how poor Bruno was at the whole game as well. You know what I mean? I actually want to bring up a stat again, Carlo, because you brought it up last week, saying that
Go on.
I think you said Thiago doesn't have the defensive capabilities, and that Bruno would be buzzing around the pitch, putting everyone under pressure, getting interceptions, getting tackles in, and that also that Thiago's not a dribbler. Whereas when you look at those stats there, Thiago attempted 5 dribbles, completed all 5. Bruno attempted none. Thiago had, I think it was 6 interceptions and 3 tackles. Bruno had none. I know Bruno's an attacking centre attacking mid, and Thiago's a CDM there, but I think his stats, Thiago had better defensive stats than anyone on the United team bar Harry Maguire. So I don't think he lacks his defensive capabilities.
Yeah, well,
he wasn't that good though. He wasn't that good, Thiago overall.
He was solid. He was like world class, like outrageous performance the first 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
But then I think United just came to terms with him, like started coping with him well. And that was that really.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you. Like I thought he was very good the first 20-25 minutes, but he didn't just start playing badly then afterwards. Like you're saying, he was poor. I think United just kind of were able to control him a bit more, but he was still very much in the game the whole time. He just didn't dominate the game. He completely dictated the game for the first half an hour.
Yeah, but didn't really do enough with it though, did he? Didn't like create enough chances that were going to goals.
I thought there was a few.
Just getting the ball, getting a fancy pass left and right, like not really.
I thought there was a few chances created.
He sent McTominay for a few hot dogs though.
Yeah.
A few things was nice. He had a few little highlight clips, but once again, is that enough?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can do it all you want, but it's not
how come you aren't scoring goals, Shane? What do you think there?
I don't know, man. It's worrying, definitely. I think I'm actually going to bring up a conversation that I almost wouldn't agree on, but I heard one of my friends mention it to me, and it's actually about the signing of Thiago and about how the last couple of years Liverpool have played so direct, so fast football, getting transitioned from defence into attack.
Missed the midfield. Yeah.
Completely missed the midfield with the 2 fullbacks getting up and. Yeah. What is Thiago the right signing to come in and get 120 touches per game and possibly slow the game down? Yeah, which I can kind of see that aspect, but I do think it's too early to say that that's the reason why we're not scoring goals now. But obviously, I think with Jota being out doesn't help. The fella was a goal machine when he first started playing for us and stuff like that.
Should be able to cope without Jota though. You won the league without cope without.
Yeah, no, I agree there. But I think also every team goes through a drop in form, bad patch.
True. This is just the first one we've seen from Liverpool in 2 years.
Yeah,
it was always going to happen. They the last 3 years, like best team in Europe, like it was always going to happen. But like, at this stage, like I think should have won the game. 2 massive chances missed, and I think Ollie got a spot on the whole game. Like tactics wise, the way the game went, he got a spot on. As he probably 80% of the time does in the big games. He does get a spot on. Maybe one game that went a bit bad, but that was start of the season. The last round fit, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that one.
Yeah, but I think he set up well. It might have been a bit defensive, but we're at Anfield. You're always going to set up more defensive. They get up at Anfield, a team that hasn't lost in 68 games now there. So
that run still goes on, yeah.
Setting up defensively, playing on the counter. But Bruno's and Pogba's chances, should have scored. You're coming away from Anfield winning and then their unbeaten run. So definitely does feel like a missed opportunity for United, but at the end of the day, a draw is not the worst result in the world for us, especially going to Anfield, coming away with a point, still unbeaten in 12 games, still top of the league. So it's not too bad, but I do think, it might be a little bit worrying for Liverpool. They just didn't even create any chances for goals.
Conor, what do you take on that?
Well, I think that comes to a lot lack of quality with the fullbacks as well. They both had opportunities to whip it in, and a few times that just crosses weren't there. Robertson hit one into the stands as well for volley, and then Thiago got over to Trent, tipped it over to Trent, and I don't think he missed the first man. Just examples like that. I just think last year we were getting them bit of luck in the box coming off a knee, and then Salah's there to put away, and it just didn't happen. I think a lot of times it could have happened during the match and it just didn't happen. And that's life. But we'll move on, and I don't think it's the end of the road for Liverpool. I think we'll definitely be back soon.
I think looking at the game afterwards, I know United will obviously be disappointed with their 2 misses. I think Liverpool can be disappointed as well with just not putting not getting a goal in the first half when they were so dominant. So, but yeah, that's really all to talk about for today's episode, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we'll leave it there, lads. It was a good chat, and just want to thank everyone again for tuning in. And please make sure to give us a like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers.